Hey, it's Arlen. Welcome back to another Tribe Accelerator video here. And I'm pretty excited to talk about this video today because it's something that's been coming up on a lot on calls with newer tribe members, um, and existing tribe members, and something that actually been very triangularly relevant as well in my life as far as getting friends that believe in you and believe in your ability to do incredible things and push you and support you and not doubt you and not try to bring you down basically and push you toward big dreams. So I want to just show you a couple examples of like friends over the years that have stuck with me that believe in me and kind of how that has formulated. So the first thing is if we actually, some of you watching, if you've been following a while, have maybe seen this video. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. It's called How Life is Supposed to Feel. This was like mid-pandemic. Um, I had basically made some friends through Instagram that I saw were doing really cool stuff on the internet in like crypto and just entrepreneurship. And we flew to Sicily in the middle of the pandemic when like you weren't supposed to. And that's where they say essentially the pandemic started, like Palermo or some shit, or where it was like killing a lot of people. And we just went there. And this video is just really, really dope. But if you see, I actually had never met any of these guys in person. This is Pat the Pippo, John Amrosana, Alan Maman, Justin Liao. And these guys are like very intense guys. A lot of them New York based, very, very impressive entrepreneurs. Um, as you can see, we're staying in like an incredible villa in Sicily. Like it was just absolutely insane. And we ended up throwing this party with these Italian girls. We're all single at the time. So, we were kind of, throwing parties and meeting Italian chicks and stuff. And yeah, you can see like we just had so much fun. This guy Danny is absolutely hilarious. This guy Alan Maman, absolute genius. If you Google him at all, he works with like politicians, Andrew Yang, just like genius. And then Justin, my friend Justin here, is the founder of a couple startup companies. One of them is called Portal, which is my go-to sleep supplement. Um, I've been using it since I met him, and it helps me sleep really, really well. And the formula and the branding is sick, but yeah, I've been using it for 4 years. Anyway, that's Justin. So Justin is someone who's like really, really believed in me over the years. And I'll kind of transpire that. If you actually look, this is now 2 months ago, in my New York event. And Justin came to my 8 a.m. New York DJ set and event that we put on. And there's Justin in the background there. And you can see 4 years later, Justin is here. I'm putting on his Portal thing. There's Justin. And Justin's running like a really impressive startup right now alongside Portal. And here he is, believing in me, supporting in me years later, right? In like newer sort of venture that I've been going into in music. So yeah, New York was such a cool crowd. I mean, there was some really, really people. This
is where opportunity
who was
meets
this
chance.
guy or this girl actually, Urana. She's from like multi-billionaire like Russian Ukrainian family. That's her cousin. And then this guy over here produces like giant movies and works with like Saudis and stuff like that. And so I'm going to connect the dots on all of this in a moment. The other one I wanted to show you is this video I did with Iman in London a few years ago. And, of course, Iman is someone who's like so impressive in everything he's built and everything he's done.
What are you excited about right now?
And when you look at like all of these different types of people I'm talking about, there's a couple common threads. One, all of these guys believe in themselves. Okay. So they have massive self-belief. They're taking huge risks. They've worked on themselves for years, right? Like they've sacrificed, they've put hours and hours into reading books, into trying and failing different business models, into networking and meeting different people, into traveling to different countries, into getting down to their last dollars in their bank account and then making it all back again. And or doing a very good job, diligently managing funds and their money and trusting themselves. And what I've found is that the people that don't believe in you are often the people that actually don't believe in themselves. And so what I try to do when I meet friends is I look for people that are really building things on their own. And that starts, first of all, with having belief in yourself and building things on your own. And then you're able to relate to people that are really believing in themselves. So often, in Tribe Accelerator, what we talk about the very first week of Tribe is about this transform concept, first 2 weeks actually, which are about self-belief, dissolving self-doubt, installing a mindset built based on your unique life's purpose to create magnetism. So when you have self-belief in yourself, you attract other people who are really doubling down on themselves. It's often the people that have the lowest self-esteem and the highest self-doubt that doubt you, right? And I'll tell you a story in a little bit that I actually caught myself doubting a friend, and I realized it might have had something to do with my own self-doubt, and I had to check myself. But before that, if this is resonating, and if you really want to make friends that really believe in you, Tribe Accelerator is a network of guys that will believe in you. And it's also a step-by-step system that you can follow. I actually break down exactly step-by-step how I put together that Sicily trip at that villa in week 4. And then weeks 1 and 2 are about installing a new belief system where you'll drastically improve your level of self-belief so that you can magnetically attract the types of people that will believe in you, that are also believing in themselves. Week 3 is all about building a really compelling personal brand so that you can meet people and arrange trips, even if you've never met them in person. And this is also, not unique to me. I have a bunch of videos coming out very soon. This guy, Steven, he is someone who, just in a very different kind of way, from a different sort of level, just fresh out of college, was able to arrange a entire social circle friend group from scratch in a brand new country that he'd never been to. And he did it with one guy that he met in Tribe. And so this interview is coming out pretty soon. I guess you could steal the URL here and watch it before it comes out if you want to. But yeah, I recommend you go to tribeaccelerator.com and book in a free discovery call with our team if this is interesting to you. Okay, so back to the video. So obviously Iman, another person as well, who's like massive self-belief, right? And so why wouldn't he believe in his friends? If he can do it, why can't they do it, right? So another story I want to point out that I just was alluding to was more recently, my friend, you guys might know him, his name's Marcel. He's like a hypnotist. And I first met him here. This was the first time, actually it was the second time that I'd met him. But he basically hypnotized me to have higher levels of self-belief. And this is a guy who I think has more self-belief than anybody I've ever met. And, as a friend, he really believes that I can do whatever I want and whatever I set my mind to. Here he is hypnotizing me. And this is a guy who's so confident and has so much self-belief that I've actually seen wire transactions where people will pay him $1 million for a year of one-on-one hypnosis and coaching sessions. So he'll work with someone where he'll hypnotize them in person once a month for a year. And you can imagine that's a guy with great self-belief. So I've seen Marcel fill up entire rooms of people with his with his, you know, coaching, right? And he'll have, let me see. So, yeah, this is also a guy, by the way, who has like 9 supercars, and you know, he hypnotized Jake Paul before his last fight. Some pretty cool stuff there. But yeah, he'll have rooms of hundreds of people. He just did one with 800 people in a room, and you can see there's this. Let's see here. You can see. Oh. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so he'll have like 800 people in a room, and he'll just be up there.
Just instantly became that. And the more time I was on stage, the stronger the state became. So when that happened, I was like, holy shit.
So his confidence and his self-belief is through the roof. And more recently, he basically was sharing some business numbers with me, and I just didn't believe him. I was like, there's no way you're doing that well. And he was like, he was like, why don't you believe me? He was like, he's like, it's limiting beliefs. I'm like, no, dude, I actually just think that you're lying to me. And I kind of called him out on it. It was pretty harsh to him. And he didn't like that, you know? And he was like, well, you know, I'm happy to kind of prove it to you. Like, he could show me receipts, bank wires, etc., of like people that are paying him $1 million for coaching, for example. And that he has a list of people that are waiting to pay him $1 million for coaching. But he was like, you know, I don't really like the way that you're going about this, because you're saying you don't believe me, instead of giving me the benefit of the doubt and saying, you know, for example, listen, I trust you, I believe you, but I just don't understand. I trust you, I believe that you're making this much money, but if you could help me understand how you're making this money and, you know, show it to me, then I'd be happy to happy to show you. Right. And so, yeah, I caught myself. I was like, wow, I was not believing him. And honestly, the reason was because I realized I didn't believe that anybody would pay me $1 million for my, you know, consulting or whatever. But when I realized it was possible, it kind of opens things up. And I also think, you know, obviously there were other ways that he's making money. He has businesses outside of coaching. He owns some other businesses that I'll leave you to do your own research on. But his hypnosis, coaching, success, Tony Robbins type thing is not his only source of income. So that's like an important thing to point out. And yeah, it just really solidified to me, like, the reason that people doubt other people and doubt you is because they doubt themselves. That's the only reason. Otherwise, if friends pushed you and supported you, the way they would come to you is, hey, look, I don't understand the world that you're in, or the world that you're trying to go to, but I see that you believe in yourself and I believe in you. So help me understand how you're going to be successful with this, how you're going to make this work. So those are the types of friends you want, you know, the types of friends that will continue believing in themselves for years to come, and who will continue to believe in you for years to come. So if you want these kind of friends, go to tribeaccelerator.com, book a free discovery call with my team, and you can check out you'll get put inside the course. We have weekly calls. So today's call is actually at 6 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, I'll be very excited to see you guys in the group.